I want you to think about a family member for a moment, not the one who is obviously difficult, not the one who shouts, criticizes, or creates drama in a way everyone can see. I want you to think about the one who is harder to explain, the one who never raises their voice, but somehow still makes you feel smaller every time you speak to them. The one who smiles, and yet you leave the conversation feeling drained. The one you try to describe to other people, but when you say it out loud, nothing sounds wrong. And yet, something feels deeply wrong. That is the person this video is for. Because the most dangerous kind of manipulation in a family is not loud. It is not aggressive. It is not obvious. It is subtle. It is quiet. It hides in tone and timing, in silence. And most importantly, it hides inside love. Today, I'm going to show you 5 signs that a family member is manipulating you. And I need to warn you, by the time we reach sign number 3, many of you will recognize someone. And that recognition will not feel good, because it will force you to see something you have been avoiding for a very long time. Stay with me, because understanding this is not betrayal. It is truth, and you deserve the truth. Before we begin, there is something you need to understand. Family manipulation is rarely intentional. The person doing it is not sitting somewhere thinking, how do I control them today? No. In most cases, they are acting from something much deeper, a wound, an insecurity, a pattern they learned long before you were part of their life. Someone once made them feel small. Someone once controlled them. Someone once taught them that love comes with conditions. And now, without realizing it, they are repeating that same pattern with you. This does not excuse their behavior. The damage is real. The confusion is real. The pain you feel is real. But understanding this explains something important. Why confronting them often does not work, because you are trying to explain something they do not even see themselves doing. Now let's begin. Sign number 1. After almost every conversation with this person, you feel guilty. And the worst part, you are not even sure what you did wrong. You replay the conversation in your head. You analyze your words, your tone, your reactions, but you cannot find the moment where you actually made a mistake. And yet, the guilt is still there. That is not normal guilt. That is implanted guilt. You walked into the conversation feeling fine, clear, confident, and you walked out apologizing, explaining yourself, trying to fix something you do not understand. Dark psychology has a name for this. It is called guilt inversion. The problem shifts from them to you. Your concern disappears, your feelings disappear, and suddenly you are the one responsible for their emotions. Sign number 2, they know exactly where you are vulnerable, and they touch it very gently. Not with insults, not with criticism, but with concern. I'm just worried about you. Are you sure you're okay? I just don't want you to get hurt. To anyone else, this sounds like love. But to you, it feels like a needle. Because somehow, every single comment lands exactly on your deepest insecurity, your career, your relationship, your body, your choices. They never attack directly. They suggest, they question, they plant doubt. This is called a precision strike, and it is not random. It is built from years of observing you, learning you, mapping your weaknesses. So let me ask you something. After talking to them, do you feel supported, or do you feel just a little less confident than before? Because that difference is everything. Sign number 3, they use your love against you. This one is dangerous because it hides inside emotional connection. They don't control you with anger. They control you with withdrawal, silence, distance, coldness. Suddenly they are not the same, and your mind starts racing. What did I do? Why are they distant? How do I fix this? And because you love them, you start chasing the warmth again. You call, you apologize, you adjust yourself, and the moment they become warm again, you feel relief. So much relief that you convince yourself it was your fault. This is not love. This is intermittent reinforcement. the most addictive psychological pattern that exists, because you are always chasing the next moment of warmth. And without realizing it, you become the one maintaining the relationship. Sign number 4, your needs become a problem. In a healthy relationship, needs are normal, but with this person, your needs are too much. You say, I felt hurt. They say, you're too sensitive. You say, I need support. They say, I have my own problems. You say, I want time together. They say, you always want too much. And slowly, you start believing something dangerous, that your needs are wrong. So you ask for less, you speak less, you feel less, until one day you stop asking entirely. Sign number 5. This person controls the emotional atmosphere of the entire family. Everyone adjusts to them. Everyone watches their mood. Everyone calculates their reactions. If they are happy, everything is calm. If they are not, everything shifts. And nobody says it out loud, because inside the system, it feels normal. But it is not normal. Now listen carefully. If you recognize someone in these signs, this does not mean you have to cut them off. It does not mean you have to fight. It does not mean you have to explode your life. It means something much simpler and much more powerful. You stop blaming yourself. You stop questioning your reality. You stop carrying what was never yours to carry. Because the moment you trust what you feel, the manipulation begins to lose its power. So I want to ask you something. Which of these signs felt the most real to you? And when was the first time you noticed it without knowing what it was? Write it in the comments, because someone else reading your words might finally understand what they have been feeling for years. And that moment of understanding can change everything. If this spoke to you, subscribe, because next week we go even deeper. And what you discover next might completely change how you see the people closest to you. I'll see you there.